All right. Welcome back to our Mysteries of Ragnarok campaign and why is Skype being stupid right now?
It's known for it.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Oh,
I'm
look,
there.
I'm blue.
Hey, look, it's me. I'm the only one there.
There we
I'm
go.
the greatest. I'm the greatest.
Blue,
No, it's just me.
dabba-dee-ba-da.
So apparently, unless it's in the Skype window displaying, it won't actually display in OBS. That's a new one.
Oops.
So I had to actually expand out Skype to make it. Anyways, hi. Welcome to our campaign. We've got Julian back with us, which means we're going to have a little bit of role playing to reintroduce his character back to the main group.
Fuck. It's hot.
That did not happen during the off break.
I am
But anyways,
scared right now.
a little bit of a recap for our main party that has been with us for the past 2 sessions. The party stopped by the Sleepy Cub to resupply with Beatrice after going to the Stone Breakers Iron Works and finding off some Duegar that was down there in the forge. After getting to Sleepy Cub, Julian met up with a former associate of his by the name of Brunscuff, and Belto Xylith had some ore that they picked up from the forge and handed off to the blacksmith. Xylith was able to get his sword back that night, but the blacksmith said to come back tomorrow to get a extra thing that he was making for the sword, and also to get a shield for Belto, since Belto had donated his shield some time ago, which we won't clear on that too much. The party woke up the following morning to the blacksmith's house on fire and the rest of the building that was attached to his forge. When Xylith managed to discover a secret trapdoor on the back side of the forge and found a necromancer's lair underneath the blacksmith's forge. After doing some exploring, the party found some barrels of gunpowder with some other materials down kind of in the basement dungeon area. There was also some old clothes that allowed some of the party members to go into one of the areas that was protected by some kind of higher level spell. And they found some rather peculiar objects, ingredients, and other things, leading to more questions than answers of what the heck is going on, why it's there. The party reconvened back up top, and this is where we will pick up our session today. So, Julian, as you make your way back into town, you notice that the building is now all to kind of dark ash for the most part. Most of the structure is still up. There's a few places where it's collapsed, but looks like the structure is mostly intact. There's just little embers that the rest of the handful of people that are local to the Sleepy Cub are helping out with. But you see the rest of your party emerging from the blacksmith's house, but you don't see Beatrice there at the moment. So we'll pick up from there.
What the fuck did you guys do?
There you are.
And
Where the hell have you been?
what? Not starting fires, apparently.
We woke up and the place was on fire.
It wasn't on fire when I left.
When did you leave?
We're getting off topic. Is everyone alright?
Yeah, everyone's fine, but there's been an unusual discovery we need to figure out.
Well, at least it's raining, so at least I should put the fire out.
I believe that was the wind.
It's just some background
Residual
audio.
rain is from my
Just some
spells.
background audio. That'll be something I work on
I
during
used
the
up almost
break.
all of my magic for the day just putting out the fire.
Oh well, that's the good thing about regenerative spells. They come back next day.
And this one just started.
So
Like 9 o'clock in the morning at the moment.
So, what have you guys done?
What were you off doing?
Um,
You're the one that was unaccounted for.
I was talking to a friend. Good chat. So, yeah, what were you guys doing?
We'll come back to that.
So,
Well, we
Okay.
put out the fire that was here.
yeah, you did.
Beatrice just went up recently. I took a look around to see if she's anywhere with any of the other locals.
You look around for a second. She's not around at this particular time that you can see, just out in the open area.
Is the blacksmith okay?
Looked over Wilrick. Wilrick got him out. He seemed to be okay, but he claimed to have woken up to the house on fire. I think you were saying something earlier, Wilrick. I don't remember everything.
I'm not too sure
It was a dash.
about. He was just stuck in there. I grabbed him out and I gave him some of my cheese. He's fine.
And
I mean, it was probably melted at that point, but okay.
No, it's good cheese. It's really good cheese. It won't melt. No.
does Julian detect anyone is injured, or is everyone full health?
Well.
The party can share if they want.
You're gonna see me very battered, mate.
Interesting.
One
arm looks
Like-
kind of like it's been partially disintegrated.
Yeah.
Blackened and a little withered.
Nymphis is not even talking. He's just holding his head and rubbing it side to side.
Yeah, it looks like we should get somewhere to rest. Take a look at that arm.
Yeah. Where were you? we're not gonna skip over that. Where were you?
Oh,
No. Where were you?
No. At a times and places.
You know what, Julian? We found the coolest thing, but we're not going to
Oh, cool,
tell
yeah.
you until you tell us where you've been.
And, over there.
What's over
I'm
there?
gonna-
He points out into the forest a little bit down the mountain range.
Inside check.
Okay.
Oh, I fell. Last. My high score of 7. Can't beat me.
I mean, Julian's your pal. You trust Julian.
Oh shit! I rolled a. Well, no. What did you roll for? Never mind. Yeah.
I
believe
didn't
you.
roll for deception or anything.
Okay.
I mean, Julian was just saying over there. That's all. Like, he was
Okay.
he was genuinely just pointing in the direction he
I believe it.
was roughly there. There was
Yep.
no question about what I was doing. It was just where were you over there?
Webcam.
That's my camera
Roughly
being
over
weird.
there.
Hold on.
In any case, I'm going
Probably
to
turn it off
go.
and turn it out. It should fix it. If the zoom doesn't, yeah. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
All good. In any case, I'm gonna go talk to the blacksmith again, see if I can figure out any.
Yeah, you should do that.
And the rest, we really should not wander off.
No.
As I go to wander and try to find out if the blacksmith's still sitting where we left him.
Yeah, no. Wandering off's a bad idea.
It's about this time that you notice the the barkeeper, like the keeper of the Sleepy Cub, come out a little beaten up from the Sleepy Cub.
That's the time to play, right?
As he goes over towards where the horses' stalls are and the troughs of water.
If I don't see the barkeep, or sorry, if I don't see the blacksmith, I'll head over towards him.
Yeah. Julian will head over towards the barkeep right now.
Just for the sake of progressing this, the blacksmith is kind of just recuperating in a part of his home that everyone's helped kind of clear out and make. So he's recovering.
Wander away.
No, blacksmith is still kind of in around the area of the blacksmith house. Yep.
All right. So I'll leave him be for now, and because I have healing, I'm going to go towards the barkeep as well. Then.
Okay. So while you're heading over there,
Anybody else coming with?
Oh yeah, I'm there.
I know Julian
I'm
is.
there.
so I'm seeing nods from.
I'll come with as
Okay,
well.
is everyone going?
No, I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
I'm
like
with
kind of in
Xylith.
front of the thing.
All right, so Xylith and Nymphis, you're gonna, I guess, stay. You're gonna take care of the blacksmith, basically,
We're just gonna like,
or just kind of watch
yeah,
around.
Vanguard.
Yeah.
just like
put out a
yeah,
little more
stay in front of
embers.
this house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Stand guard. All right. As you all make your way over, Boto, give me a perception check.
Very well. 7.
I mean, other than kind of the scratches and kind of looking a little beat up, it looks like he's just kind of going about doing some regular chores or tasks now that the fire's been mostly put out. But you go over, as you kind of approach him, you see him going through some supplies on the side of the building where kind of you all picked up some of the grocery supply type stuff.
Okay. You just started. I don't remember you having those injuries earlier. Do you need any healing?
Oh, I'll be fine. Thank you for your concern. Just putting out the fire was quite a bit, so everything's okay.
I'd like to roll an insight because I don't remember him having those injuries before.
You may do that.
Whilst you're doing that, Julian's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't remember fires giving people black eyes.
I'll let you do that with advantage since Julian said that.
Okay.
18.
18.
It would not really make sense to you that he would get a black eye and some of the cuts that he has from helping put out the fire.
Yep. Well, if you got injured from the fire, those burns would need to be treated, but... Have you seen Beatrice around recently?
Not lately. I was just kind of, after the fire was mostly put out, just taking care of some stuff and trying to just get back to the normal swing of things for the day. Kind of threw a mess in my plans of what I was planning to get done today, but we carry on.
Fire certainly would, after all. Especially with what little resources are out here, given what we've heard.
He's definitely hiding something with that insight check that you have.
Yeah. Are you sure you're all right? I don't have much coin to aid with anything, but
I'll be okay. If
Julian will gently pry into the barkeep. To start with, gently, but he's just like,
You know, you can tell us. It's okay. It's okay. We're here to help.
roll persuasion or intimidation, you pick.
I think you know what
I
I'm
think
picking.
I know what you're doing.
I
yeah.
think you know what I'm picking. That is a 28.
You kind of give the menacing growl, like you say that kind of subtly, but you kind of have the snarl to kind of give him a little intimidation there. Okay. Beatrice came to me after the fire and was just berating me on if I knew anything about the necromancy thing that was underneath the blacksmith shop.
So she already went to you about that. It's going to bring it up eventually, but
Yeah,
trying to understand what people know.
I've never seen that side of her before. It was quite scary.
And she did this.
The gestures
He-
towards the cuts and black eye and all that stuff.
He kind of has a shy look away without saying anything.
I'll take that as a yes.
I mean, it's been down there for so long, I get her frustration, but I honestly knew nothing about it. I'm just a simple innkeep, and I've been here for many years and had no idea that it was even down there. I don't know why
I
she's
would
so
like to-
angry about it.
I would like to insight his phrasing on that because he said
Yeah,
he's been here for so long, or he claims he's just learned about it, but he just said it's been down there for so long.
Yes, yeah. Whether that was a slip on your end, Dust, I don't know.
So,
Yeah.
Would you like me to roll a new insight or?
No, I'll keep that insight.
Okay. Basically,
You
did he actually know about it before she went to him?
you get the sense that he's being truthful about that he didn't
Okay.
know. So
Okay.
the fact that he said that it was down there for so long is probably information that he got from Beatrice
Gotcha.
while you were all the way
Gotcha.
down there.
And that made sense. Thank you. Do you know who owned that location before the blacksmith?
No, the blacksmith came one day to just kind of set up shop there, and he hasn't caused any problems since then. And it's an odd fit, but it seemed to work out. He seems to get occasional business for him to keep up shop there, and he kind of does his own tinkering.
So he constructed his shop when he arrived at that location,
Yeah,
including
mean,
the
it was-
forge.
it was a barren piece of land. Granted, the where we have the inn, it has a pretty decent location. There's travelers that come across this area just a little bit away, so it was a good place. And kind of laying out more of the architecture, there's kind of like a little bit of a stream that comes in, so there's like fresh water there. There's as you all were coming up, kind of as you noticed that there were some of the houses a little bit further out in homes. There's good rich soil here, so it's good for kind of like getting people to trade crops and whatnot, to have a stopping point for adventurers or travelers. So yeah, it just seemed like a good place, and that lot was barren for a while until the blacksmith came by and wanted to build on top of it. So
It's barren, but there's a trapdoor right behind his forge itself.
It was behind, not underneath. Or
it was
Or-
so
'cause that's
the
something
trapdoor was inside the boundaries of the forge.
okay, but it wasn't like into the
Okay.
building.
It's in the building. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It was in the-
inside the building.
so
is the
like-
entrance. Okay.
The way I don't have this drawn out, but the way I
Okay.
imagine the forge is like there's an oven. I'll just draw it out. So
But it's indoors next to the forge, essentially.
yes, essentially.
That's good enough. That just makes sure that it's not like a basement hatch, like a storm cellar on the outside of a
Right.
structure.
He also claimed that he didn't know anything much about it.
So I don't think this is
Asshole.
blurred, but basically, like that's the forge right there. This is kind of like
Looks like a basketball court.
a stone half circle countertop, and the trapdoor is right there.
That looks like a two-pointer. This is a free throw.
Well, that would be that'd be there.
Yeah. Oh, that's like a mini penis there.
Since you're the barkeep, just in case anything in passing might have come up, did the blacksmith frequent your establishment?
He would only come in for food supplies every once in a while, but otherwise he kind of kept to himself for the most part.
Okay. So he didn't like sit at the counter and talk of any of his normal clients or anything then.
No, he rarely interacted with anyone that came and stayed the night.
What a
He
blacksmith.
kept to himself, pretty much.
I'm gonna go talk to the blacksmith next. Any other questions? And are you sure you're all set? I have a little bit of healing energy left to spare.
I'll be okay. But
Very
I
well.
appreciate it. And he kind of turns back and starts getting some of the supplies he came out to get.
Oh, what direction did Beatrice storm off in?
I'm not entirely sure. She went out the back of the inn. I don't know where she went from there.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else?
Nymphis and Xylith, you just see a few of the local people from the inn. There's like a couple other people that work there, helping kind of put out some of the rest of the embers and tending to the blacksmith. Most of the visitors are kind of just keeping their distance, and you see a couple of them take their things and leave. There's a couple more that are inside the main establishment that are just they're minding their own business at the moment.
So how much of the shop is still available? Like, that's still good?
The only place that really started to deteriorate was the support between the house and the storage part and the forge. So most of the support structure is still intact, minus the piece of roof that kind of connects the forge with the storage area.
Okay, so it's people going in and out. It's still okay for them to continue their daily shopping or whatnot, if anything, right? Or
Well, no one's stopping by the blacksmith other than to help put out the fire.
yeah, I'm saying, but if they were to continue their day after fire's done, they could still walk in and look at his wares and stuff, or
I mean, they could. I it would depend on whether or not he would be feeling up for doing any of that kind of interaction at this point, given what he's just been through.
No, I'm not trying to say if he's going to set up shop. I'm seeing how well this place is for them to walk in and be like, all right, are there people?
Is it structurally sound still?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, minus that one connection part.
All right. I'll look at Xylith and be like, this is strange for a building to be here, and the blacksmith only know of that area. I feel like he might be not fully telling the truth, but it's strange. But that's just the inkling.
I don't know what to do. I feel like if we go talk to him right now, considering what has happened, he might not be willing to talk.
You know it'd be cool if we had someone who can like read minds.
Can you do that?
Maybe.
What am I thinking about?
Necromancy.
No.
Okay. But
Insight check.
seriously.
Imagine.
Right? Wouldn't that be? I mean, like, down there you seem really interested in getting into it, so that's why I said that. So, like,
I just never seen anything like that before.
same. It's kind of
So-
cool.
It is. I guess my curiosity got the best of me. I was getting too carried away down there, but
This will come next to he'll like lean in and like, so if you were to be a necromancer, what would be like your villain name or something? Like, you know, a lot of people, bad guys in books that I've read, they always like make a name for themselves. You got one? Like, what would you call yourself?
I never thought of that, you know? Maybe you can help come up with one.
Gotcha.
Not that I want to get into necromancy or anything, you know.
No, for sure, no. Of course not. But
I'm gonna, like, as me and Nymphis are talking, I'm gonna kind of go over to where the burnt part of the building is and kind of like inspect it and see if there's anything, like of note there. See where the fire started.
Yep. Taking a hint from what Nymphis shared with earlier, and the back corner of the living space part of the blacksmith's house. It seems like there's a patch of the wood paneling that seems to be relatively untouched and uncharred compared to the rest of the surrounding structure, and you kind of get the sense of maybe that's where the magical fire was applied and kind of emanated from, so that part of it somehow was not affected, but was just kind of like the source of where the fire was started from.
That's inside his living quarters?
This would be on the outside part.
Oh, on the outside.
On
Okay.
the back corner of his living quarters, yeah.
Okay. So not like in
but you
his
can see
window.
where there's a lot of black char around it, and then it starts to get a little bit more sporadic as the fire would have spread out on the house.
Okay.
I wonder how many people in town actually know how to use magic or use magic items.
Don't know. I didn't notice anybody in the inn or anything. Not that we were looking for somebody who was like that, but now this kind of changes things.
Yeah, we're like missing something. There's a puzzle here.
Is there can I see if there's any like remnants of anything that would like specifically have caused the magical fire, if there was anything left over?
Sure. Roll a investigation check.
I'll help since we're looking. I'm right next to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Do advantage.
17.
17. Nothing in the vicinity as far as what could have started the fire or any like materials. You're not as versed in the in magical art at this stage of being a rogue, but you do notice a set of tracks that seem to come up to the corner of the house where someone probably the person that started it snuck up to start the fire. And it leads off in the direction that Julian was pointing to earlier.
It was Julian.
What kind of tracks are they? Do they look like feet or like?
Are they like human or?
Oh yeah, human.
They're humanoid in shape.
Are they wolf? Or...
Are they paws?
The set of prints that you find are humanoid in shape.
Okay. Is there enough for us to follow them from where they're coming from?
You can see where it goes into the woods.
Okay.
Kind of in the surrounding area. Like if there's a kind of a open spot of brush, you kind of see where the path is a little bit, and then it starts to get a little bit more into the foresty part.
Okay.
Well, since I'm there, I guess I see those tracks as well. I'd be like, who'll be great at finding this? We could have Julian follow this. He's like great at sniffing things out.
Yeah, maybe we should go find them before we follow these tracks.
Julian!
As Belto's walking away, Julian, you just hear this as you guys finishing talking to the...
From only about 150 feet away.
Yeah, Belto's just getting to the blacksmith building when you just hear, Julian!
Julian will
And
turn
because
around.
it's a scream, he's going to pick up the pace.
Yes, Julian will definitely turn around and start walking briskly.
Rorik's just left there with the innkeep at the moment. So, you want any cheese?
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 You're muted.
Dave muted.
Oh, it continues from last week.
There you go.
Mint. Great. Fantastic. Beautiful. Amazing. Great. You know what? I don't even know what I want to do. I'll just turn around and go follow the others.
Okay. Rourke just trailing behind Julian at this point. Sorry, Panda. Julian, you meet up with
Yes.
Nymphis as he yelled you over.
Seeing as how you asked so nicely, what is it?
Everything all right?
Look at these.
Xylith found tracks.
Oh,
And since you're a good sniffer,
you want to sniff the tracks?
Xylith's idea, clearly. He's watching.
Yes, it was.
Is it okay? Wait, you know what? I will sniff the tracks.
You sniff the tracks, and it is the same smell that you smelled earlier.
Yep. Smells like it's Wagar to me.
Okay. From down in the mountains?
Yeah. Like one of those ones that we saw and fought. And, you're definitely one of those.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, we just saw them down in the mines a bit ago. Maybe they followed us up here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did.
How would we have not noticed them sooner?
Different tunnels?
I was drunk.
Alcoholism?
Yeah, see, this is a big issue. It looks a lot of
Considering the
people.
distance,
They're going off into the forest.
surely it's just a small group that's trying to track us if that's the case.
But-
If it's...
So why?
Why would they attack the blacksmith, though?
And how would they know to be following us? We eliminated everyone that witnessed us.
Maybe there were more that we just didn't know about.
There were areas we couldn't get in, remember?
Yeah.
Once we got back up top, I made sure nothing was following us. The entire... once we got up the chains of the buckets, I looked down. I've never heard...
Well, this seems to be like the only lead that we have currently. Do you want to follow where these tracks go and see if we come
Do you
across
think
anything
they
more?
attacked the blacksmith because he helped us with our equipment?
I think it's because you gave him the ore. Yeah.
Oh. So we did technically start the fire. It is our fault that this fire started.
Bobby's had that theory for a while. I'm going to go make when
And where is
I'm gonna go
Beatrice?
make sure the blacksmith didn't know what was beyond the door. I'll be right back.
While you're checking that, can you also check to see if that ore's still there? Maybe they took it back.
He's in the living quarters. I'll ask him where he put it. Perhaps you lot should take a gander through the forge section and see what you can find while I'm asking him.
Yeah. Julian will go and look for the extra thing that promises Xylith and Belto's shield.
Okay.
He did say last time that the shield was not anywhere near ready. I do remember
Last
that
night.
much.
Mhm.
That was last night.
Like he had finished the sword last night, went to bed, woke up to the house being on fire.
What was the other thing that he was making too? I can't remember.
A shield for Belto.
Oh, so
was just
sword for me.
sharpening
yes.
your sword.
Okay. Yes.
And then
Yeah, it
making
was,
the shield
it was
out of the
repairing
wood.
your sword, and then
the shield for Belto. Okay.
Question again for the DM for past few sessions ago. When I was in the ring and I flew out, was I in a tree near his place at all?
Yeah. I was picturing you on the back side of the inn.
Of the inn, okay. So not at the forge area.
Right.
Was. All right. That's because my theory is just saying maybe they were sensing some kind of the cursed items, so
Yeah.
we're trying to look for it. All right.
There are several possible explanations.
Yeah.
Which one? You guys have to find out.
Each
Yep.
one as less likely as the last.
Julian, give me a investigation check.
Investigation! Do I get anyone going to help me, or is it just me on my own?
Sound like it was just you on your own.
Joy! That's okay, I got an 18.
18. As you're looking around the forge area, you do find what looks like is probably the shield that the blacksmith is working on for Belto, and there are several chunks of ore still there. Looks like there's a couple of crucibles that have some of what was probably him smelting some of the ore, but it has since hardened and cooled down. Probably since the fire started.
I'm not just going to pick that up. I'm going to pick up anything that looks valuable and bring it to the blacksmith. Just to say, I'm not going to take it. I'm just... Anything that looks like it might be salvageable, the ore, the shield, and all that other stuff, I will just take it out of the fire to make sure that it doesn't get looted by someone else.
So
Correct.
the only things that were in the fire, like in the forge itself, were a couple of the crucibles that had some of the ore that he was smelting.
Okay.
But the shield that he was working on and some of his other piece of equipment are still there's some that are kind of haphazardly put on the floor or on the stone countertop along with the shield. And there's a few chunks of ore that looks like he hasn't gotten to smelting yet.
Okay. Well, okay. So it doesn't look like it's been moved or placed or anything like that. It just looks like it's where it would have been before.
As best as you can tell, yeah, it doesn't look like it was...
Okay. Then I won't touch it because obviously we paid this guy in the ore, so I don't want to take it back. So I will leave it where it is then.
Okay.
Do I detect anything else inside? Because it's the first time I've been in there.
Mm-hmm.
Does the smell? Does Dwagar smell? Is it still inside?
Not inside the house, no.
Not inside the house. Okay.
You just get the smell from
the tracks.
the tracks and where you were earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Nothing else untoward.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So the blacksmith is kind of just resting inside the house, away from the more damaged parts of the house.
Yep.
Anyone want to do anything else?
Yep.
What are you doing, Belto?
So I'm just gonna approach. So just wanted to check in. You're sure you're all right and everything?
He looks up. Yes, I appreciate you all providing some assistance. Don't know how that happened. But yeah, I'm very thankful. And he's kind of just slowly breathing. You hear a little bit of wheezing from the smoke.
Yep.
And the coughing, but he seems to be stable at this point.
So with that, trying to figure out what question to ask to insight. So because of this fire seeming to start from a magical nature, there was bits of residue and such. We're trying to figure out why this happened. And considering what was inadvertently found downstairs, and you mentioned you had the black powder, I believe it was. That's all still down there, it seems, but you've never gone through those locked doors in the past since you discovered it?
No, I managed to wedge open the door that had the barrel of black powder and the oil down there, but I haven't been able to get past any other doors down there.
Can I roll insight to see if he's telling the truth on that, or if he could be omitting anything? All right, cool. Hiya! Come on, big roll. 16.
Decent.
16. You get the sense that he's not telling you everything.
Ooh.
Well, we did get through down there. Do you have any idea what's beyond down there?
I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I haven't been able to get through any other doors. He just kind of stops and stares. It hurt. I don't know what you mean. I haven't been able to get past any other doors. Like, was there a trap down there, or was there some creature living down there?
No. There's a warded area full of necromancy. And I could hear the screams of souls as I stepped into the room just to try to investigate, to try to figure out what it could be.
I don't know about anything the spirit or skulls down there, but I've only been able to find the powder, and I use it for some of my my blacksmithing stuff.
And there was also a bunch of bedrolls down there. So it had been used by a number of people in the past.
Yeah, well,
you have company over?
No. I live by myself. I don't really have any company. You're the first clients I've had in quite some time, actually.
Strip him.
No.
He's got a mark on his body somewhere.
What would be his approximate age? Like, what age
definitely
would he
older.
appear?
He's definitely
Okay.
older. Yep.
Okay, that blows out that theory.
Yeah.
42 and a half.
No, I wasn't making sure like he was a youthful blacksmith that's set up here.
He's a
I'm
human.
making sure that this is like
human
a
on the
retired
older,
type.
human
Yeah.
on the older age.
Okay.
Side of things.
So it'd be
57
reasonable to
and a third.
assume that he came to this area as like his retirement to just do the smithing in his spare time. Well, I suggest you don't go down there. We blocked it off as best we could. But
Okay. Sure.
something so dangerous so close is concerning.
Well, I would agree with that. Thank you for taking care of it.
It's not fully taken care of. A companion of mine tried to dispel it, but we were unable to.
Okay. What do you
And
think I should do?
Run away and never return.
Okay, Simba.
I barricaded the doors down there to that section. There didn't seem to be any sign of any activity beyond yours, at least. So, I needed to rule out that you weren't hiding anything. As far as I can tell, I don't think so. But I'm going to regroup with my companions. We're going to try to work out a plan of, is there something we can do for you in this regard? To try to remove it, or... And we still have to figure out why the fire started.
Well, I owe you my life for helping me, so I guess I owe you my thanks. I don't know if I'll be able to finish the shield for you for some time, as he kind of coughing.
I'm not concerned about the shield. I am not concerned about that at all. Just do your best to recover and help the others of this town, as you have. We'll try to figure out what we can of this to give you some peace of mind on that front.
Thank you. And he takes another sip of
that?
water and.
What's that noise?
Both between his shakiness and because of me phrasing it as to give him the peace of mind on this front, we're going to investigate. would I be able to roll another insight or carry existing, depending on your preference, of if he is any concern towards us investigating further, or if it's relief? Basically, what's the general vibe?
Right. I'll keep the insight. He like he doesn't quite know how to respond with what you're saying. It's kind of a lot to him at once. He doesn't know if he should be happy or sad at this point. So you kind of see him as he's responding, kind of having that internal struggle.
Yeah, and that's fine because that seems to be further. That gives me further impression, at least, that he is not involved in what's down there. He just happened to end up being on that spot.
Memphis, I saw your hand go up for a sec.
I was waiting to you finish.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I would have maybe one more question at this point, but I want to formulate it. Go.
I was curious of when you got back. I was gonna say, did you ask him about his supply of material, where he normally gets it from for working?
That's kind of what I was trying to work on.
So close to a mine. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out. I was pretty much going to lead into. So why did you choose here? But I'm just trying to figure out how to best phrase it for minimal prying, to be respectful, but also try to get enough information for the investigation.
Being the good cleric and everything.
I'm trying to both play the character, but also juggle between it to help the party.
Yeah, there was a moment where it was just like you said, it hurt. I was thinking Julian would go past, just slowly walking past, it would be a shame if someone else got hurt.
I would have been fine if anybody else wanted to jump in on the conversation.
I was in the house at the time.
I think it's just you, Xylith, and Nymphis at the moment that are talking with them. I think Wilrick's standing outside and Julian's looking through his stuff.
That's why I was finding out if Wilrick was wandering, Xylith was wandering, or anything.
Oh no, I stayed out. I didn't go with you to talk to him.
Okay.
Yep.
I stayed
I was just making sure that
outside
you guys didn't want to change your mind and end up joining me because of how long the conversation is talking.
I see.
So,
Yeah, no.
not talking. All right. So, though part of my curiosity, just because of the coincidence of you apparently setting up your shop on top of this whole thing, incidentally, what made you choose this place? Because the paths out here are a bit rougher. There's not much travel going on, and it's great that you're able to help out the few locals that are here, but is there any reason why you chose to settle down out here?
Well, when I first stumbled across this area, it was a pretty barren place, and I had stumbled upon the basement and saw the black powder and the oil, and thought I could experiment with some things with my blacksmithing background, and been pretty successful at some of my experiments. And he points over to what looks like kind of a hammer, and basically motions to bring it over.
I will fetch it for him and hand it off.
And he takes it and kind of slowly tries to sit up. You see this groove, and it looks like there's a part of the hammer that there's almost like an inset inside.
Okay.
Well, I was able to take some of that powder, and if you hit it against something, it causes an explosion, and it helps a lot of miners get through some tough rubble.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I've been able to kind of experiment with some things, and there's some specific clientele I have that are quite curious in these different types of tools and equipment. So,
if you don't mind, is the clientele local?
I should should not say. They're a pretty private bunch.
I understand. Everybody has their business. But I want to make sure that there's no, like, competitors to them that are, like, finding out about you and are trying to sabotage you or anything like that.
I don't know about that. I try to just keep to myself, and I dabble in some things, and every once in a while they come by and see what new things I've worked on.
Very well. We'll go see if there's any more clues beyond just the magical source of this, because that if the source was magical, that means you were clearly targeted for a reason. We just don't know what the reason is yet. So I'll try to figure out what that reason could possibly be, so your safety can be hopefully assured.
I appreciate that. He lays back down.
Yep, and Belta will get up to rejoin the group
What a nice guy.
and relay all the information provided
Okay.
for brevity. So, I have no idea who his clients could be regarding him distributing that black powder too, but considering he wouldn't say that they were locals, I suspect that they're at least close by for them to return to him every once in a while for something. Anybody got any ideas?
I have a question. You mentioned earlier that the tavern guy, the keep, says he built his place from a barren area. How did he just stumble into a room like that out of nowhere? And how did he stumble? Did he just like break down a wall and find it?
Or he, at the path that he took, he probably caught his foot on the door. I don't know. I didn't pry too hard. I'm trying to, like, he's injured and he's still recovering, so I'm not trying to scare him any further. I mean, if this is this could be his retirement, I don't know.
I kind of want to have that hammer now.
Well, I've got the pickaxe if we need to mine our way through any wall. It'll just take more effort. Oh yeah, no, I've had the exact same thought.
Yeah. It would.
That's essentially what happened with the bar cave.
It would almost certainly.
I'm almost thinking like Julian's gonna go in the night and just scare the shit out of the blacksmith.
But like, our tag team is really good because of his insane persuasion and my pretty decent insight. I have had that thought a few times of the good cop, bad cop.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyways, Belto is unaware of you guys catching the scent of the Duragar.
Oh, we didn't say that.
I thought that was
Because he
happening.
went straight inside while. Yeah, he went inside.
Oh.
while
You guys
were
were investigating.
outside.
He went to talk. So that's why I ended it after the whole thing, because I figured, okay, the party has enough pieces, even though Belto wouldn't.
So, Julian found the scent of Duragar
I
here.
did.
Oh wait, what? I was there.
You were there, yeah.
Yeah, you were.
You
It
were
was before
there.
you went in.
I hate my brain. I'm sorry, everyone.
You were definitely there.
So, perhaps the Duragar is like local clientele. Would explain why they would go here, but
Maybe they.
Whoa! I had an idea.
what's that?
Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt. I'm gonna put this together though. Maybe other Duragar discovered the bodies of Duragar down there and thought that he got attacked, and who's the local town that's really nearby, but this area, and who knows about them? The blacksmith, since he doesn't share it with anybody else.
Hey, Rory, can you give me a D20 roll, please? Ulrich, I need a D20 roll, please.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, are we paying attention?
Willock has rolled cheese.
Ulrich's roll cheese. Thank you. Got what I needed.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So while the blacksmith's recovering, looks like the innkeeper is back to doing their chores. Beatrice is nowhere in sight at the moment. Y'all are
So it's time for them next.
they're in the open, just kind of in the open part of the blacksmith's forge and storage area. What do you want to do?
Do we want to try to find Beatrice or
I think we
investigate
should.
these
I,
traps?
Julian would really like to find Beatrice, just not to answer for what the barkeep did, what she did to the barkeep.
All right, I'll shoot out Nyx as well to give a lookout for Beatrice.
But last saw her going out the back of the inn, so hopefully she's in that direction or at least nearby.
Fly, you fools! Go.
Fly, you fools.
Fly.
Okay.
All right,
I assume as a group we're trying to...
Yeah, are you
Beatrice?
starting a search party?
Where'd you go? Search party for the missing NPC.
Are we not following these footsteps at all to see where they go?
Figure we could after we check in with her, at least.
Yeah.
That's why I was finding out, what are we doing? Are we doing A or B?
I mean, I'd probably just follow out the back way where the barkeep pointed. Personally, that's
A or B being Beatrice or the Durgar trail.
Oh, definitely Beatrice. The Dwargard trail's gone. It went cold. I lost the smell.
Are you saying that as Julian?
I can.
Yeah. The Dwargard trail went cold. I tried to follow it, and yeah, my nose failed me.
While I was talking with the... No, because you just meant... Is that what you were doing this morning?
Okay, fine. Okay, look, I smelled.
It finally
something.
comes out.
I smelled something. At about, I saw the fire, and I was racing back, but then I heard rustling, and I smelt the Dwargar, and I tried to follow it, or her, or it, or she, or them, or whatever they go by their pronouns, and I lost track. Okay, I lost. I'm not proud of it.
You don't need to not be proud of it, but if we had that information sooner, that puts more context into things.
It means I didn't do it.
Indeed. Which you could have absolved all of that earlier with as well.
I know what you all were thinking.
That was just a
Look,
bait.
you disappeared at an awkward time, okay? It was just very suspicious. If you had just told us where you have gone, and Nymphis is thinking, thank God no one's questioning me where I've disappeared to anymore. I'm clearing the sled. They've all forgotten about that. And
Gato hasn't.
and it's all... Yeah, if you just told us where you've gone last night and everything, even...
Yeah.
And you left with this other guy.
No. Other guy left before, and then I went to bed.
Oh.
So you do recall Julia
Anyways.
was there when you went to bed.
Yep. I can vouch for that.
All right.
It's in the room.
So let's go find Beatrix.
Beetletrix?
Beetle
Maybe we
tricks.
say a name 3 times in a mirror, we'll get her.
Beetletrix.
What do you all think? Should I ask the blacksmith if he knows about any Duradar?
You know what, why not?
It's like we just walked away, came back,
Oh, yeah, like,
walked
just
away
as we're
again,
about to
and then
walk
came
away.
back,
Yeah, and it's like,
and we're like,
oh!
we know what you did.
Duergar. Oh shit.
Especially considering the whole trail thing, he'll just like knock and poke his head in. Party. One last question for you, sir. Have you ever dealt with any Duradar locally? That's the trail we picked up.
Give me an insight check.
Thank you. Please, 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 please. Fuck yeah, 25.
Yeah.
He tries to hide his recognition behind this expression, but you can tell that he's very familiar with Duegar and probably has done dealings with a few of them.
Cheeky bastard.
Such a strange thing to be out here. As far as I know, they're underdog folk. But that's what my companion claims to be tracking.
He leans right into the blacksmith and goes,
I smelt them.
He just kind of looks at you. He's like,
I was just doing this from the doorway, but then he just...
Julian sneaks in. Oh,
just from behind.
Yeah,
This goes.
that's what I was referring to, Julian.
comes around the corner. I can smell you.
You smell nice.
So, oh well, we'll see what we can find along that trail then.
Okay, fine. Yes, I've had dealings with Duegar. They're the ones that come in and check on my work.
I see. Oh, we'll see what we can do to... Why would they set you on fire? And he's just gonna
Why would they
pretend to
set
be
you on
foolish and walk away.
He just kind of lays there as you walk out. Nothing else?
Gone.
Okay. Julian, you still there? Did you sneak back away?
Julian is just going to slowly leave, and while saying,
I smell a lot of things.
and then leave.
Love you. What the fuck?
He just quivers there. You get a little smell of fear from him.
Yeah.
All right. So you all going to go try to find Beatrice now?
Yes.
Yep. Well, that confirms that.
Were you doing anything while this is all transpiring, or are you just kind of watching the town? You're still muted.
I'm so lost in my own head with all these connections.
It's too many smells. It's the problem.
Y'all can walk and talk.
I'm just gonna process.
Y'all can walk and talk.
Yeah,
For
I'm just gonna
Beatrice.
process.
I'm gonna stay kind of near the blacksmith's house.
You're gonna stay while they go look for Beatrice.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to join the party?
No, I think I'm gonna just investigate a little more.
Would you like me to stay here with you so we aren't on our own?
No, it's okay. I think you can go find Beatrice. Don't worry, I promise I won't go back down there.
I was also going to just say don't wander off in general.
No,
Yes,
I'll just...
Despite this transparency, we've been having that happen a few times lately.
No.
Side eyes,
I
Nimbus.
give you my word, I will not go down there. I'm just gonna sit right here, just in case the blacksmith needs anything.
Very well. We'll be back as soon as we can.
I want to roll a perception to see if I noticed a side eye. A 7.
Side eye
Not being the most
plus-
subtle.
Side-eyed
No,
attention.
you're busy
You're
trying to
back.
get Nyx off, so you don't notice it.
Okay.
The
And it was more so a tell for the rest of the party. We'll be discussing this later.
okay.
Let's go. Night, Tim on it.
But yeah. So, anyways, going to attempt to search for Beatrice and where the
Okay.
she went.
So who's leading the search? And I'll need a perception check for Nyx, please.
Okie dokie.
Julian, do you want to try to find her?
Wow, does Julian pick up any smell from Beatrice?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
I will provide guidance
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
and a D4.
Okay. Oh, gonna fucking need it.
Remember, Belto, you still have
Bet nobody else
inspiration.
helped.
You have one inspiration left.
Only 12, even with guidance.
Damn. Too bad nobody provided help action.
22.
Anyways. Oh yeah, no, yeah,
For Nix is 22.
Okay. For Julian, you kind of pick up the scent of where, from the backside of the inn, Beatrice would have left, but aside from a general direction, you don't have a specific scent of where she went off to. Whether it's the morning dew that's kind of hiding things, or some other reason why you're not getting the scent on the ground.
It's kind of annoying, this dew. It's certainly no mountain dew, that's for certain. I just can't get the smell.
It's a survivalist, so naturally, especially being out here for so long on her own, she would probably be protecting herself, covering her tracks from any large creatures.
Yeah, she's also a bully.
Beatrice, are you out there? Hello.
Y'all are walking through the woods. 5 minutes goes by, nothing. 10 minutes goes by. Nyx returns and gives you a clue that he did spot Beatrice up in the treetops not too far away. Gives you a general direction, and y'all can start heading in that direction. Who's leading the group at this point? Like, who's kind of looking out for where to go? Julian, are you still leading, I'm guessing?
I mean, I would be if my perception was a bit better, but if people are happy for me to lead, I'm happy to lead.
Just like by default, I think it would have been Julian, unless you speak up and.
Right.
How far is it? More than 100 feet for sure, or
Yes.
more than 100 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can let them know where we last saw her. An idea, in a direction.
Yep. You've got a direction. You ask Nifis how many hundreds of feet in like clicks, and he gives you like 12 or 13 clicks.
Nick says 12 clicks this way.
Redefining the term click with hundreds of feet by hand. Well,
Nick's is very
since Nyx
smart. You guys don't understand.
Since Nyx can't really, like, it's simple language, right? As far as like,
Yeah.
Click, click.
Languages, common, draconic, but can't speak them.
Yeah, but in terms of what it can convey to you.
yeah, you can say like 1 click for yes, 2 click for no type of things.
How many clicks out?
Anyways. Just to avoid splitting up too far, about you four, sorry, Nitz, continue, go get Beatrice. I'll turn back and go make sure Xylith's all right, just in case we don't need another fire starting while they're on their own.
Yeah. I'm kind of still injured. If we get into a fight, I'm going to not last long.
I'm basically
And I'm
out
out
of
of
power
spells.
myself.
Okay, so what is... So, obviously, Nymph is not looking good. In terms of actual, like, healing, who is the most important one right now? Who would need the most healing?
It's gonna be either Nymphis or Wilric.
Okay. I will do a lay on hands on
Belto is
Wilric.
physically fine.
A lay on hands on Wilric for 15 and 10 for Nymphus.
Okay.
I'll give Rorik his back since he stepped away.
Yep.
Okay.
And he needed exactly 15.
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
And yeah, 10 for Nymphus. I'm assuming that is good.
Okay. All right, I'm at 29 out of 48.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so it looked like you needed more.
It's fine.
I didn't know the
if I
numbers
die,
off the top of my head,
Yeah.
and that'd be too meta, so
Yeah, true.
Hmm.
True.
I just knew that Rurik had taken damage more significantly.
Yeah.
So I will turn back and be out of scene for a bit as I make my way back as they go to find Beatrice.
Also, in the Rule 20, you can look over my health bar there and see how bad it is.
Well,
I just
I
healed.
wasn't quite going to go do that.
And the Wyvern token wasn't reflective of it, I think. It looked full earlier.
My token?
In any case,
After about, I'll say, maybe 20 minutes or so, you see Nyx to start to circle over kind of in the area of where, trying to indicate where Beatrice is. And you look up and Beatrice is at the top of, as at the treetop. It looks like she's basically kind of sitting on top of one of the trees, looking eastward.
Beatrice! Beatrice!
She looks down and she's like, "What are you all doing here?"
Followed you!
What did you say?
We followed you.
Oh, well, I had to report something with the necromancy stuff. That's pretty dangerous stuff. So I went up here to send a message to Elfrost.
This is not the only thing you did, though.
I should have turned around.
She says, "What?"
It's hard to shout up there. Can you get down?
I'll be down. I'll be down in a little bit. I'm waiting to see if I get a response back.
Okay. How long's that?
Give me half an hour.
Half an hour.
I'm gonna climb the tree.
Okay. You climb the tree as. Give me a acrobatics check.
13 plus 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say with you haven't climbed a tree before, but given the fact that you got some magical abilities to help you kind of get up a little bit, you managed to scour.
I'm lighter.
You managed to scour up the tree pretty quickly. And you kind of pop as you're rustling through some of the taller branches up there. She's like, "What are you?"
You said you're gonna be here for a while.
She collects some of her things. It's like, I know, but, and she just
Perception check real quick on the thing that she's collecting real quick. Can I block them?
You can roll perception.
Yeah. That's a 1. Never mind. I didn't see nothing.
She's collecting up some things to almost look like to make sure that it doesn't fall off as you're coming up here. It's like, well, one of the reasons I like coming out here is there's a direct vantage point to Elfrost, and she points in the distance, and you can barely make out on the horizon some of the taller buildings up on some of the spires that reach just above the canopy. And she says, "From here, I can make direct contact with Elfrost, and it takes much less significant time than sending letters by animals or waiting for messages over a long time. And I felt like this was important enough to let them know sooner rather than later. So,
Okay. So we smell Doragard. That probably set the place on fire.
Oh, this is getting worse than I thought.
Yeah. And that clears Julian. He didn't do it.
Oh, I never assumed it was Julian.
Oh, we had our thoughts. He just
Oh, you had your thoughts.
Oh, you can hear us?
I'm
Yeah.
still down here, you prick!
I got big ears.
Does have
Advantage
perception
on hearing checks.
He does. Yeah, he does have an advantage on hearing.
It was silent thought. But anyways, it's very suspicious. We have a couple of theories. Belto went to stay back with Xylith as they were guarding the shop, but you just figured it was weird that you came back out here by yourself. So, well, now we know at least. Also, did you punch the tavern guy? Tavern King?
I may have had some choice words with him before I left.
They said he had a black eye.
Yeah, well, he wasn't very forthcoming with information I was looking for.
Gave him a good shiner.
Well. Anyways. She looks back, looking back into the distance towards Elfrost. I'll come back in half an hour, I promise.
Well, don't mind waiting out here with you. Plus, this is a good view, and I don't mind flipping open a book.
Well, since you're good at floating, you give me some space and go on one of the other trees.
I'm already up this tree. This took some effort. It just.
Fine.
All right, I'll go down. And if this tries to go down, can I fall? I'll take the fall. It's every tree.
You can fall if you want, sure.
I wouldn't advise it.
I'm going.
I'm gonna land on Julian.
Julian may or may not catch you.
Roll for acrobatics.
I got
Okay.
two seconds up.
That's actually a 3 + 4.
Roll for athletics.
You said athletics or
No,
acrobatics?
me. I'm
Okay.
saying, can I roll
Alright.
for athletics?
Sure.
Green little thing in the fridge.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. It's also an 8.
It's D6s, right, Bobby?
D sits for every 10 feet after the first 10 feet.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just making sure.
Oh no. You could adjust it because of being slowed by the fall of the branches.
No, this is after the branches.
Oh.
Imagine it's like a redwood.
So, oh, gosh.
Julian, you still got some lay on hands left, right?
Nope.
As Nymphis, just decides to fall off the tree, stumbles through some branches, and Julian's just looking up and sees Nymphis falling and is like, oh crap, I have to catch Nymphis here. Unfortunately, the branch spins him off in the trajectory that, Julian, you can't get to. You take 30 points of bludgeoning damage, Nymphis.
And that knocks you out.
I'm out there bleeding on the ground. I'm knocked out.
As you fall 80 feet from the canopy of the bottom branches down to the...
Dang, I climbed 80
I was going to say,
feet? That's
he would have had some
crazy.
context of how high he was.
Whoa, if I knew it was that high... Okay.
Crap.
It is what it is, I
Mhm.
guess.
So, Jack, what did we learn today? Always
Don't let-
keep a couple points of lay on hands.
No. Don't let idiots climb trees.
I've still got cure wounds as a spell, so I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay. No death rolls. Cool.
Yeah, no worries, it's all good. I've got cure wounds. And I think I've still got some potions as well.
Well, after you revive your friend.
Yes, yes, that happens now.
Built a road perception check.
If this is to hear that whole scenario, I was about 30 to 40 minutes away because you said they were exploring for another 30 minutes. I turned around at the first 10-minute mark.
Oh, at the first time. Okay, never mind then.
Once Nitz said that they had the location.
Rorik, I'm assuming you're with Nymphis and Julian at this point, right? So you just see Nymphis just tumbling out of the tree and hit the ground.
I am going to roll, after stabilizing, I'm going to roll a couple of cure wounds depending on the rolls. This is a d8, yep. Okay, that's 11 for the first.
Ooh.
Oh, and a nat. That's 12 for the second. So that's 2 spell slots gone. So it's 23 points of healing.
That's nearly half.
Okay, then
Mhm.
12. Oop, not that one. 12. Okay. I go. Oh, how did I get here?
Yeah, Julian will now go over to Nymphis and give the lightest, because you don't want to take any risk of potentially getting damage from this, the lightest paw slap, and just go,
You are an idiot.
I slipped out of a tree.
Don't go climbing trees.
She said, sure, fine. Ulrich, cheese me.
It can't.
You gave all the cheese to the blacksmith.
The one time I asked for cheese, you don't have any.
Would I be able to? I doubt I'll be able to, but you know how I have arcane recovery? Would I be able to use that on my cheese?
cheese recovery.
Use my arcane
Arcane
recovery.
recovery is the wizard special feature to allow you to recover spell slots on a short rest out to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I forget
minutes.
the specific. Hang on, let me. I think the
He's asking if
spell
he could-
takes some time.
He's asking if
Well,
he could use that to
well,
recover it
once
sooner
per
to be able
day.
to use it again.
Right, no, I get that,
Wait,
but
once per
the
day, short rest. I need a short rest to do it.
No, it's been an hour since the last bit of combat.
Mm-hmm.
didn't I give you the? Oh, it's under trait. Is or
It'd be under features
it's
and
under
traits.
fee. It's like
Feet.
once per.
restoration?
My
Yeah,
restoration.
take 10 minutes to
cheese
enchant
is
up to
once
4
per
portions of
rest.
cheese. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But I've got arcane recovery up to. I can do that up to first level spells.
Well, I mean, you
Oh,
technically
wait.
did the
Yeah.
the curing cheese last night, so you have it. You have it for today, I think. You didn't do it this
So you
morning.
take
You
10
did it
minutes
last
and you
night.
still
Yeah.
have some more cheese. Plus, it also said 4
yeah,
portions. You used 1 portion for
the cheese.
blacksmiths.
Cheese.
I
I thought
gave him.
you gave him all 4 portion.
all the,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
I give him.
Yeah, it's fine. If there's no cheese, there's no cheese.
No. I'll use my last 2 samples.
Yeah,
of
he has the
and
morsels
you-
that he can enchant.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll use my last 2 samples, enchant them, and then give them to Nymphis.
Give me cheese, give me 10
Oh,
minutes.
Cheese of
Cheese.
truth.
This is my
Alright,
last
so,
lot of cheese.
Nymphis, you can roll 2d4 plus 2 for health restoration.
D4s. Here's my other D4. That's right there. Okay. 3 and a 1. So
6.
that's 4 plus 2, so 6.
6 points of cheese healing.
Turns out the cheese was rotten. 6 points of cheese damage.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Ooh, that might be a good counterfeit. Like you can poison
Uh-oh.
cheese.
Nice.
Hmm.
No,
Poison
don't worry.
I will just sit over here and
Cheese.
think about what I just done.
A lesson was learned.
Hmm.
Also, Buff Game, why didn't you use your levitate?
I'm out of spells.
You can do it once per day without you spending a spell slot as your racial feature.
Did I not use my?
You didn't use it today.
Fine.
You never levitated today.
It's under my spell.
Well,
thing.
I guess you
used
could
it.
use it again.
It's fine.
Damage is already done.
Yeah. Plus, I wanted to land on Julian.
All right,
I
so
assumed as much.
so in the meantime, Xylith and Belto. What are you all doing back at the blacksmith's house?
I'm just gonna be pacing, just back and forth in front of the house, just thinking.
Okay.
I was gonna say you would have had 20 minutes to yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I would go inside and check on the blacksmith, but not yet. I'm just gonna be walking around, see if I notice anything else, in the remnants of the fire, but mainly just kind of pacing.
Okay. Roll just a general perception check for me.
Okay.
Belto, what are you doing at this time?
I would just be returning and just when I see Xylith and be like, I didn't want to leave anyone alone for too long. The other 3 have the trail of her, so I figured I'd come back to make sure if our unexpected guests return again that you weren't alone to deal with them.
I have not seen anyone. I've just been walking around
That's
this
hopefully a
area.
good thing.
Yeah.
As you're walking around, there's nothing that really sticks out to you. At this point, the rest of the people that work at the inn have kind of put out the rest of the smolders of the fire, so everything is out at this point. The blacksmith is just kind of laying there in kind of like a cot in his storage area. Looks like at this point he's just resting.
Is he
But
awake?
no one else is. Roll a perception. Well, with that perception check, you probably. He's laying down, so you can't quite tell if he's awake or asleep, but you can go over and check.
Okay. I'm gonna go over and see if he's asleep, if he's awake.
As you come over, it looks like he is trying to sleep, but he's not asleep yet.
He's not, okay. I'm gonna ask him. I'm just gonna say, do you want something to eat? I have rations. I'm gonna try to befriend the blacksmith a little bit. So I'm gonna offer him something to eat while he's laying there. Sorry to disturb you, but I was wondering if you were hungry.
He says, "Sure, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
He kind of opens his eyes a little bit and turns towards you. He doesn't really sit up too much, but he kind of just trying to take your cue if you're gonna kind of give him food while he's laying there, or if you're gonna sit down and he
Yeah, I
needs to
will.
sit up type thing. Okay.
I'll sit down next to him.
Okay. So he just sticks his hand out without reaching too much and takes the little bits of food that you give him and starts kind of slowly chewing on them.
I'm just gonna. Is Belto with me right now?
I was just say, is this during the 20 minutes that I was away or after I got back?
I think it's before you got back, actually. Yeah, because I was. Yeah, okay.
Is-
Before you get back, yeah. I'm inside. Okay. I'm just gonna talk to the blacksmith and be like, that was quite scary what happened, wasn't it? And with everything that we have found, it's a lot to take in, I'm sure. How are you holding up with everything?
At this point, I'm just happy to be alive. Thanks to you all. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just didn't think much of it. The whole dungeon down there.
Does anyone else know that that's down there that you know of, or was it only yourself?
And no one else, I think, knows about the basement. I kind of built my forge around it to try to hide it, keep it out of sight.
Why did you want to hide it?
Give me a persuasion check.
15.
I figured it'd just be better if people didn't know what was down there. I managed to stumble across a few materials that seemed to enhance some of my work, so I figured to try to keep it to myself, and it's how I've kept my clientele to keep coming back, even though this is a pretty remote part of the continent.
Did you leave any materials down there? You said it enhanced your work. What do you mean by that?
I should. Your other dragonborn friend, the blasting hammer that I made, and there's a few other enhancements. There's a barrel of oil down there which seems to make some of the tools and weapons that I've made a little bit more efficient.
Did you use any of that on our equipment?
That was the thing I was going to add to your sword and put into your other friend's shield to try to enhance it.
So
Not sure if I'm going to be able to anymore.
I'll kind of put my claw on like his shoulder gently and be like, "It's okay," and then I'll give him some more food to keep him talking. Have you used any of what's down there in equipment for your other clients?
Well, as I mentioned to the rest of your party, some of them come and check up on my experimental pieces from time to time. And I haven't really asked them what they use it for or if they want anything specific. They just seem to, if they're interested in something, they take it and that's about it.
And how did you learn how to utilize that powder and the other stuff that's down there?
Lots of tinkering.
Did it ever backfire on you?
I've definitely had my fair share of accidents, shall we say. And points to one partially burnt off eyebrow.
Uh-huh. Did you ever feel anything down there? Any sort of danger or any... Did you ever have any requests specifically for that kind of stuff to be used in your work?
Not in particular. It just happens that I managed to figure out how to utilize it, and it seems that people are interested in that kind of thing.
I am also interested in that kind of thing. Do you know anything about any people who would have been using this trapdoor before you? I know you built your establishment over this area, but did you ever see anybody else over here before you came?
As far as I'm aware, it's been vacated since I got here.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, about 12 years ago.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit in silence for a few minutes, still handing him like food and stuff. And I'm gonna ask him if we do some further exploration, are you okay with us coming back into your area?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, you all have helped me, and it sounds like there's some pretty dangerous stuff down there.
Do you think you'll be safe here? No?
I mean, it's been here for 12 seemingly peaceful years. I don't see why one incident should drive me away.
Okay. With that, I'm just gonna leave him some stuff on the table and walk out. And I'll just say, get some rest. I might just be walking around this area if you hear any noises or anything.
Turns back over. So, Belta, as you get back into town, you see Xylith walking around the building. Kind of just looks like he's doing what he mentioned before and just checking out the exterior, looking for any clues.
I will just provide assistance in anything that Xylith investigates, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Another 20 minutes goes by for Wilric, Memphis, and Julian, and Beatrice comes back down. It's like, well, I've sent my message. I've got nothing back from Elfrost yet. Either means the message hasn't made it to the the higher ups, or they're formulating a response. So when they see that I'm not up there to receive the message, then they'll probably send a note. I should probably head back towards the village.
Yeah. Yeah, well, before we do that, do you want to explain why you beat up the barkeep?
Given some of the other oddities around here, I was wondering if they had anything to hide regarding the necromancy lair down there, and
you have to use force to get it out of him.
at the time it seemed like he was resisting providing information. So once...
maybe you come get us next time rather than resorting to physical violence.
Well, I have my methods. You have yours. He's all right. Made sure he was gonna be okay before I left. You just don't sit on a old necromancy lair without having some kind of signs of it being there.
Yeah, well, he wasn't sitting on it.
Something just doesn't add up.
We can agree on that, but doesn't mean that you have to go attacking people.
Well, next time you can call the shots then.
I certainly will.
Well, let's go. Alright, you all walk back. Belt to Xylith, it's pretty calm as you're just kind of making rounds. The rest of the gang comes back with Beatrice this time. So, are we done here, or are we staying to help clean up anything? Don't think we should loiter for too long.
I think we're done here for now.
I am going to go back to the inn and lay down for a bit.
Okay.
For no reasons.
Are you okay, Nephis?
I'm limping.
I could use an hour's actual rest before we head out, perhaps.
Do you need help? I'll put out my arm for Nephis.
Yeah, I think it.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
think it.
I'm good.
I think it
I
might be
can make
best
it.
if we all just had a short pause.
About an hour, and then we'll head out.
All right.
And just look around, making sure no locals are listening in. If they are targeting us instead of him directly, don't need to endanger everyone by sticking around too long.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks, I mean, y'all are out in the open. Doesn't seem like anyone is eavesdropping on the conversation. Town's pretty. It's not even a town.
Sparse.
I mean, it's an inn and then the blacksmith building. So.
And then a couple of sorted houses that dotted about.
Yeah. So you go inside. The area is pretty empty. Most everyone has left at this point. There's no patrons at any of the tables. There's the barkeep and then one of the workers that you don't see him at the moment. They're probably in some back room somewhere or doing some other chores. You'll go back to your rooms to rest for a little bit. Get a short rest. What do you want to do after that?
After a short rest, I'm thinking to let Gerald the cart and start heading back southward towards Beatrice's area so that we can receive any missives.
Okay.
Because as far as I'm aware, we still never received the previous missive back either.
Not yet.
But that's a short heal?
You can use your hit dice during a short rest to heal.
Jesus.
My warlock dice.
Just And then a way to do it as well is you can choose how many you're spending during the use of it. So you can roll one at a time, add your con mod to each individual roll, and then figure out if you want to roll another one or not.
Yeah.
Just know that
Probably
you only
overshot.
get half of your total hit die back on a long rest.
Okay.
So if you use all of your hit dice on this, it'll take 2 days to recover all your hit dice.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But yeah,
You all
go apply my short rest.
So y'all gather your things. You go to find Gerald, who's happy to see Xylith again after all the commotion. So you pack up and make your way back down to the southwest where you came from the previous morning or previous afternoon. Xylith, give me a perception check, please, as you all make your trek back.
All right.
15.
15.
15 or
Okay.
15. It's hard to choose.
Right. And then Julian, give me a perception check with advantage.
Ooh, let's go. Not good. Much better. 15.
15. Okay. Ooh, that sucks for you.
No, no.
As you all make your way back, it's pretty uneventful. Julian, as you're making your way back, just with the smell of Duegar being present and what you think is what caused the fire, you're kind of keeping a smell out for any hints of Duegar that may have come up from the mines that you came at, and you're not picking up any scent on the way back, unfortunately. But it gets to just after dusk. You make it back to Beatrice's camp, and she leads you back to the cave that you all had spent the couple nights ago, and she heads up to her treetop. Anything you all want to do before closing out the night?
I have something, but if everybody else wants to go first, please.
And probably need to use rations and whatnot for the day.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm almost out of those. I remember that much. Right.
I shall check my inventory for rations.
Oh, today will be the last one. Good thing we just resupplied.
Hmm.
Well, let's remove one from everyone. Does everyone still have a ration, I'm guessing?
I just removed mine. I still have 6.
Okay.
I'm out as well
Okay,
after
I'm
this.
removing
Yep, I
one.
just removed my last one.
Use ration.
So we'll figure the other distribution later.
Indeed.
Yep.
Delicious.
Yes, Balto. Go ahead, since you are the one to chime
Yeah.
up.
So he'll set up the fire and all that, and we had been doing watches here before, so when he would go to start his first watch, he's leaving the door closed for now, but fiddling with his holy symbol of Torm for a bit, thinking about the vision that he got from Torm, thinking about what happened in the elemental plane, thinking about all these other times, and
AKA
Like,
Bobby's rewatch of all the
today we-
sessions.
yes and no, but this is also something I was meaning to do for a little bit. But to soothe himself, he is going to utilize the Twilight Sanctuary. So things are just going to be a dim light in here for a little bit.
Okay.
That's just the dim light bubble, essentially. It gives him a bit of a calming effect. But then, after a few seconds, he then focuses, remembers what he was remembers the event of trying to save everyone when we were getting blown in the elemental area, and he is able to re-manifest the spectral wings on his back.
Okay. Wait, what was that from?
That is from being my version of a Dragonborn.
Okay, so you're not pulling it from the experience that you had in the elemental plane. It's just
That was the first time that it happened.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, the one where he opened his wings and stuff.
Yeah.
So everyone else
Yeah.
sees this.
Yeah.
That was the only time that he was aware of it happening, and he was.
Oh, right.
like,
when you were in
the heat of the moment, Nimbus was like, "Oh yeah, I gave Belto wings," and he's just
That's
like,
right.
Okay. Yeah. Julian is gonna do a.
"I was drawn on something,
I-
but he didn't recognize it at the time."
He's gonna do a quadruple take. And go. You have wings.
As you say that, his eyes open. It worked. Looks back at them. They, like, flap once, like, unsuredly.
Do I have wings?
Above game, unfortunately, no.
No, this is
In-game.
in game. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, Pelto
Yeah.
has some, do I have some?
I mean,
Julian quickly looks over his shoulder and just goes.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
like thinking back to when we were all in peril, and then the stress of today as well, and everything. I needed to calm down, so that's why and he just like gestures to like the dim light around everyone. Even with the fire being present, it's exclusively dim light. The fire is not making a bright light. But I guess I'm between that and my telepathic abilities. I don't know how much of this is my own or how much of this is my gifts, but I'm trying to understand what I have to keep you all safe. And I think I figured this one out, at least.
Can I touch it?
It does provide me with a flying speed. It's just spectral wind, so like you touch it, but it like feels like hollow, and like there's resistance when you go to touch it, but like your hand can phase through it.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh,
Just
It feels
poke it.
strange.
Ooh.
It twitches.
Just pull my head away. Oh.
"Ah!"
And then after only a minute, first the bubble drops, and then the wings fade shortly after. Okay, so that's about as long as that'll last. I don't feel like I can do that again.
How did you do that the first time?
I was just willing for the strength to pull everyone back to the ledge.
Step back from that ledge, my friend.
But since I was in the air, what can be done in the air to pull other than to fly, I guess?
I'm gonna look over my own shoulder again and be like, oh, I think I missed out on that.
Sorry. Maybe you can, I don't know. I've never heard of any Dragonborn doing it. Just
I've never seen that before either.
like I've said when I joined you all, nobody has seen my kind before, specifically. Yes, I may be a Dragonborn, but everyone mistakes me for an icy white one.
I wonder what other surprises you have, Belto.
Hopefully they'll be hopeful.
If they're as cool as that, I think so. Wait, turn around for a second. I'm gonna turn Belto around by his shoulders.
Okay, what?
I'm gonna start like poking your back. Where did they come from?
He was wearing his armor while that happened, too.
You just see just his armor, and as you're poking and prodding, it's all.
Tink, tink.
Ting, ting, ting.
Especially with your claws.
Yeah, with my claws just poking. Sorry, Belto, I'm just very intrigued.
I mean,
like, ting, 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 ting,
maybe
ting.
different Dragonborn did different features from their draconic ancestry. I mean, I don't have crazy claws that you have.
Oh.
Someone said something?
I think Jack said something.
No, it came through my thingy.
Gotcha.
My headset came out.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe we're just manifesting different traits.
I guess so. I wonder if I have any surprises like that. Not that I know
I
of.
hope you do.
I'm gonna keep poking.
And then proceed to having a watch. Unless anybody else wants to say anything else.
I'm gonna have. How many watches are there?
It should be 3.
3.
Okay.
Because of us doing the
Or
2-hour stints, it would be 4
Okay.
watches.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
so we could.
Because
So
you can do
everyone,
6 hours of sleep plus 2 hours of a watch
yeah.
for a long
and
rest of
everyone
8.
we still get a long rest regardless. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll do one of the watches, whichever, in whatever order.
Julian,
I'll do the first watch, provide eyes at night to whoever does the second watch.
I will
I'll
do.
do the second one then.
I shall do 3.
I'll do the last one.
If it's just the night off.
I think Nymphus needs the night off after what happened.
All right. With that said, Nymphus, are you sleeping with everyone else tonight?
You dirty skank.
Taking a break from everything, I think he would probably. No, he actually wants to go and check on and see what if there's any further damage going on. So he would go inside his thing.
Do you do that with everyone else there? Like, do you do that inside the cave, or do you go outside and do it? I think everyone knows at this point that you go inside your.
We do.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
They know. So
No, we
I would
established-
have Nyx. Yeah, Nyx will cover it while we're in the cave a little bit. But he's like on a ledge up there.
Step back from
Hi.
that ledge, my friend.
You see Nymphus go into the ring, and then Nyx just take it up and then just sits on it.
There's no ledge
Yep.
up there. Oh, okay, sits on it.
Like the front's pointing out so you can come out of it, but it's just kind of like sitting on it with like a claw on it. Kind of just perching there. So you go into your ring, and what are you looking for first, or what are you doing?
Any further creeping chaos of whatever reaching out.
Okay. You go over to the point where the weapons were touching the structure on the inside of your ring.
Yeah, I think last time what we did was I moved them off, so they weren't touching anything.
Yep. It looks like. Give me a perception check.
17 plus
That
2.
yeah. Okay. You get a first look at the initial kind of infection point. It seems like it's gone a little bit more, but the growth there doesn't seem to be as fast when the weapons were present. So it seems like it's spread out a little bit, but not much more. You go to where the weapons are kind of wrapped up. You put them to the side, and it doesn't seem like, from what you can tell, there's any corruption around them at the moment. Seems for the time being that since they're not touching anything on the inside, they're not causing any corruption at the moment.
Oh, thank God. A sigh of relief, and goes to check on everything else and fix up books and then lay down and look over stuff. I don't think he caught the dragon wings display, but it's going to be we'll just bypass
Okay,
that. He
you went
didn't
to your
see
wing
it.
before he
Okay.
did it. That's fine.
Very
That's
well.
fine.
So you'll check to see if there's any books in the necromancy stuff, or look over the items that he like what was that bell thing or whatever. He'll try to see if he can investigate that before going to bed.
Roll a history check for me, please.
That's a 1.
Yeah, to the best of your recollection, a lot of the books that you have or that like you've gotten from your mother, they don't really touch on necromancy. Like that's something that's not mentioned or brought up, and that kind of has you wondering a little bit. Why have you never really seen anything just kind of in your immediate mind frame of your mother's library not mentioning any of that stuff before?
Curious. I will then pull out a pen and parchment parchment and write a letter, which not to send off anytime yet, but like just curiosity questioning Mom. You know anything about necromancy? We came across some weird stuff.
Yeah.
See what she says.
Whenever you're ready to send that
Later.
off, we'll do the whole send me the letter thing.
True.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Julian or Ulrich, anything to do before starting the watch rounds?
No, I
Trying to be
don't
supportive
think
of
so.
friend.
Not for me.
We all hunker down. Belto, you take the first watch, so give me a perception check, please.
Guidance. Don't need it.
Very much no.
Of course, now I get the 20. Because he's nice and relaxed now, finally.
So the weirdness in the forest here doesn't take you off guard. You remember it quite well from the night before. So very quickly you remember that some of the weird stuff's just part of the forest, so you don't need to worry about it. And your watch passes pretty eventless. So you go to wake up Xylith for his turn.
Poke, poke.
Okay.
Poke, poke.
Is it my turn already?
It is indeed. Poke gives eyes of night.
Everything starts to brighten up around you. Perception check, please.
Use my candle.
You'll need it after the first hour, you know this.
Perception check, please.
There we go.
Belto
8.
takes off his armor and heads to
8.
bed himself.
As you're sitting there, your mind kind of wanders a little bit back to the necromancy room and everything that has been going on with just everything in the Sleepy Cub, and you kind of try to just put to place what that could mean. And as you're thinking about where there's any kind of connection to anything that you all have done before or been, the fact that the Duergar was the one that started the fire kind of makes you think about what else could be in the Stonebreaker Ironworks. That could that be connected? Could that be mean anything else with what's going on with the forest or anything? You're kind of brought to whenever the eyes of night dissipates from you, and you pull out your candle. But the rest of your shift goes by uneventful.
Okay.
I forget who's next, Julian or Wilrick.
Yeah.
Julian. So you wake up Julian, give him his turn. So Julian, go ahead and roll your perception check for me, please.
12.
12. You do not. You do you have dark vision or don't have dark vision? I don't remember.
I do have dark vision.
You do have dark vision. Okay,
The only person that doesn't is Xylith.
gotcha. Okay. As you're kind of just watching the. Let me backtrack a little bit. I'm assuming y'all are just still keeping the gate shut.
I kept the gate shut.
I would not have changed it.
Okay, so the
Unless
gate's
I
still
have
shut.
changed it.
So every once in a while, you're kind of peeking through the slits in the fence slats that are up against
Stick my muzzle through.
Yeah, trying to get any sniff of anything, or trying to just get any kind of oddities other than the oddities of what's going on here in the forest. And things start to seem a little less hectic during your shift. Some of the weirdness of the forest seems to die down a little bit.
Okay.
So at the end of your shift, it's over to Wilrick.
That is something that I will communicate to Wilrick. Just basically say like,
Just have a sense. Just like, does it seem quieter to you now? Just the area in general.
Quieter than normal, yeah.
Just keep an eye on that.
Will do. Enjoy your sleep.
Bye, Felicia.
Marvelous.
time for a long rest.
13.
Yay.
At this point, Nymphis, you're out of your ring, right? Because you can only be in there for 4 hours. Okay. Do you wake up with Wilrick, or do you stay asleep? Or stay resting? Because you've had your 6 hours of sleep at this point.
Warwick wakes up, I will probably be in the corner with Nyx on my shoulder and lean back with a little blankie and just still awake, but just not fully conversating or anything
Gotcha.
like that. Just there.
Okay.
Unless he engages in conversation with me, then I will probably. But I will, knowing Wolric, he likes to keep his silence and he doesn't want to talk as much, so I'll just keep quiet as well.
Alrighty. Wilrick, you're at the gate. You see Nymphis kind of off doing his thing, reading some books, writing some stuff, or drawing something in one of his sketchbooks. You're not entirely sure what, but you kind of take the note of what Julian had mentioned, and it does seem like there's less weirdness than you all had previously experienced. And you remember there was kind of a waning of sometimes it's more intense and sometimes it's less intense, but you pick up on that it seems the effect seems to be dying down in a way almost.
Okay, I'll keep note of that. I'll just keep an eye on and see if it still keeps decreasing.
Yep. And that's where we'll call the session for tonight.
Good session, everybody.
We'll be off for a month, unfortunately, due
Is it
to
a full month again?
yeah, due
Oh,
to
well. I mean, I knew
my
about
schedule.
next week, but I
Yeah.
didn't know about anything more than that.
Yep. I'm traveling. There's Labor Day weekend in the mix for those in the U.S. and yeah, so it'll be at least the 15th before we are doing another session.
Next time, lots of fighting.
But the 15th is in 4 days. Woohoo!
Oh my
Not
God.
that 14th. So, at this point, I am going to say everyone will level up. So we will be at level 6 next time.
I'm gonna get my fucking book back. Walk away.
Sandros, I talk of
Decent milestone for some things. Some things have to wait for 7th level. Some things have to wait for 9th level. But
Level up.
this will be a.
Heck. Double underline.
You're stepping up, so expect things to get a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, divine smite that shit.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the month, and we'll see where the mystery continues to go.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.